So we just had the Game Awards last night. I was watching it live and there were some pretty cool announcements. Also some moments that I was disappointed because I was really hoping for a Dishonored 3, which did not happen. We did get, in fact, a new Blade game from the Marvel IP, if you guys know about that. Today I just wanted to quickly talk about my own opinion of the Game Awards basically, but one of the biggest announcements at the Game Awards was a new Jet Set Radio, and I just want to talk about this whole announcement in particular for Jet Set Radio because it was very weird. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. So Sega finally showed us the existence of Jet Set Radio in a very weird trailer with like 4 other games. And I guess it's pretty cool because they announced multiple games, so we get multiple stuff, but for some weird reason they have this packed in a very short compilation trailer with some weird real life stuff in the beginning. We'll talk all about it, and I do have some doubts and some fears for this Jet Set Radio in particular. Before we go any further, if you have a comment of your own about the Game Awards, let me know in the comment section down below and I might feature your comment in the next video. So as you guys know, one of the most important things for Jet Set Radio is its style and especially its music. And we do not know if the original composer Hideki Naganuma is in any way involved with this project or not. I've been looking through his social media after the announcement and he hasn't said anything. So I do think he is not involved whatsoever with this project, which is one of the worrying things for me because his music is kind of part what makes Jet Set Radio also special. Of course, they can have new artists, music artists for this game that could do a great service towards this game, making it styleful, but I don't know. I want to see how it goes for this game in particular. Now, like I said, this whole reveal was very weird because it basically was first this live act, which I will show you guys the footage. Here we see the start of the trailer with this, I think 2 friends playing video games, but it's this weird live action out of touch kind of thing. Why can't they just show Jet Set Radio in its own form? Very weird. I guess maybe it's in very stage of early development that they can't show too much. And that's maybe why they chose this type of trailer, but still. And then they show the very first new footage of Jet Set Radio. It's just a few seconds. From an art style perspective, it looks pretty good. There are some shots though that look empty without any NPCs, like this shot. And then we also get a look at Professor Dr. K, DJ K. He has a new look to him. It looks pretty cool, modern. How are they going to evolve the Jet Set, shall I say, formula? Because we have now Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is basically the sequel for Jet Set Radio that never got made. It's amazing. I made a review on it as well on Ace Ice. I will link that down below so that you can see it, and I was very positive of that game. I don't know how they are going to separate themselves from Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Of course, we have competition, so that's pretty cool. That's only good for the consumer. But I kind of worry what direction they will go in, because it's difficult, kind of difficult to make just a new Jet Set Radio with just new graphics. I would like that, but I do think the general audience wants maybe something more like a storyline, just like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk did, shall I say. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk had a bit more to it than the old Jet Set Radio games did. So I would like to see some sort of storyline with this game. They did that in the first game, but the storyline wasn't really that important. In Bomb Wars Cyberpunk it was more. Is this game going to be open world? We do not know. Is it going to feature Hideki Naganuma in some way? We do not know, although I don't think so, guys. Be prepared for that. Hell, even Bomb Wars Cyberpunk had Hideki Naganuma on the project because they knew that he is important towards this style of game. He makes that early 2000s style of music that carries that style of Jet Set Radio. And maybe this is a Jet Set Radio, I guess, for a new audience. I do hope they retain that early 2000s style. What I mean with that is basically the music in particular. I don't want to see a Jet Set Radio with music from nowadays. What I mean with that, the mumble rap that you have now that's very popular. I'm not a big fan, I'm gonna be honest, of that type of music. It's very important that they get the music right, and they really have to look at Bomb Wars Cyberpunk, in my opinion. That game really excelled in replicating that style from the old Jet Set Radio games. I want to see what they do with this game. Now that's all I really wanted to talk about for Jet Set Radio. What do you guys think of Hideki Naganuma missing from this project? Could that just not be a big problem at all? It wouldn't be a big problem if they can replace him with other good artists, but it's a AAA game, keep that in mind, and they think about money first and foremost. I'm kind of bummed out the way how they announced it in such a weird way with a compilation trailer. This could have been its own big reveal at the Game Awards, and I find it now that, in my opinion, this gets diluted a lot. It's just shoved in with other stuff, and it doesn't really get the proper view from the public. And I believe Jet Set Radio can be more than it is right now with its niche fan base, and at least we finally have attention from Sega, and they listened to old gamers. I'm not even old, and I like Jet Set Radio, so I think that says a lot. That Jet Set Radio can appeal to a new audience. Let's quickly also talk about the other games that were in this trailer. Another game that actually looked pretty interesting to me, which was the Shinobi game. It's 2D. I think it's the 2D one with the wolf. Man, I just really want a new Okami. We'll never get that. It is a 2D side-scroller game. This looked graphically very nice to me. One of the better ones next to Jet Set Radio. But also Crazy Taxi is back. I'm not the biggest Crazy Taxi fan, but still, for Crazy Taxi fans, that's also a very cool thing. Also Golden Axe was in here, and Streets of Rage. I think this whole initiative was kind of a thing for old games from this, shall I say, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn era. Hey, we want to reintroduce these games to a new era of people. There was, of course, more at the Game Awards than just Jet Set Radio. A lot of updates as well towards games that we already knew of, like Black Myth Wukong is coming out 20th August. That one looks very good to me. But there were also some new reveals that looked pretty interesting to me. The first one being Exodus, which is a sci-fi RPG from the guys that did Mass Effect, ex-developers, and also Naughty Dog. And it has a lot of Mass Effect style. You can see that in the trailer. There is a little bit of gameplay at the end of the trailer as well. I don't know if this is a 2024 game, but if it is, it would be a very nice surprise to have a sci-fi game next year still. One of the better announcements in my opinion. Also, Lost Sentinel looked interesting to me, which is also a sci-fi game, but more into a cyberpunk direction from ex-Rockstar games. So also very cool. You play as this badass woman that goes around. She's called the Demon on a motorcycle, and it is a open world game. I've already seen this in a description. So also pretty cool announcement. I do think this game is a little bit more further away because it was just a cinematic. Then we also got the Marvel Blade game that I just talked about in the beginning of the video from Arcane, the Dishonored devs. I made a video about it could be Dishonored 3 or the Deathloop sequel. Basically, yesterday we got a new rumor that it would in fact be a Blade game, but there wasn't really enough time to make an update video. So I just made a update comment in the comment section. Hey, this can be a Blade game, and that's basically correct. Yeah, I would have liked to see a Dishonored though. That's just my opinion. I really love that franchise, and to be fair, I also want to see a Marvel Blade game. I think that character is interesting. I would have liked it if it was another studio, basically. I just want Dishonored. I'm going to be selfish. We'll never get Dishonored back. There was an interesting reveal called No Rest for the Wicked World, I believe. And it's from the Ori developer, which is a pretty cool announcement. And this is not a side-scroller Metroidvania like the original Ori games were. This is an actual kind of RPG top-down action game that has more my attention. And the graphics looked very cool, just like the Ori games. Of course, we got an update from Metaphor from the Persona developers, also a new trailer for Persona 3 Reload, and Metaphor is in fact confirmed for fall 2024, so that's very cool as well. We got a trailer for Rise of the Ronin, which is coming out on the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, that's going to be very difficult to play those games, both of them on the same day, because I really want to play both of them. There was also a very cool Souls-like-ish game called The First Berserker Kazan, and it has this very cool anime cel-shaded but still realistic kind of art style. I'll show some footage for you guys in the video. It looked very interesting to me. There is no mention of a release date or something like that, but it showed gameplay, and yeah, that one was also a very cool announcement. Then we also had Hellblade 2 showing up with combat, finally, because everyone was wondering when we would see combat, and now we have. Also with a 2024 release window. There was also a new Mana game announced, Visions of Mana, and that also looked very interesting to me. A little bit like Ni no Kuni-esque, maybe a little bit like Tales of-esque. I never played the Mana games, but this one looked more up my alley. A bit better graphics as well. Looked pretty cool as well. So there were a lot of interesting announcements. Also Monster Hunter got announced. I almost forgot about that one. I made a video about that and I was correct about that one. I was speculating it's going to be Monster Hunter and I was correct about that one. So I'm going to give myself a medal on the back, pat on the back. I called it Monster Hunter, but it's not for next year, it's for 2025. So keep that in mind. I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan, but I just wanted to mention it for you guys. Nothing on other Capcom games, like yeah, Dragon's Dogma, we have seen that now a lot. People were hoping for a new Devil May Cry, was not here. Also nothing of Pragmata. We really need to see that game now. It should come next year. Very weird that Pragmata was not here, but there were also other games that were kind of weird missing from this show. Like Death Stranding 2, which is supposed to come out next year, according to a rumor from Shinobi602. And he does have sources in the industry. I know that he was also correct on Rise of the Ronin releasing next year. So maybe Death Stranding 2 is planned for the fall of 2024. Also, I really expected Respawn to show something with a first-person shooter. There's a rumor for a Star Wars first-person shooter game that they are working on, but nothing on that. And also, I was missing the devs of Metro. I thought they would show up now with their new game. Tom Henderson has been saying that this game has been playable for some time now, but yet we haven't seen it yet. So maybe we'll see it next year, hopefully. That is really all for today's video. Some of my own opinions on the Game Awards announcements. What is your opinion so far of the Game Awards? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, a quick update that I want to give you guys. I am going to start with the big videos. What I mean with that, I'm going to make my top 10 Game of the Year video, which I do every year, which will probably get uploaded here, as well as Ace Eyes with a dual upload. And I will also start to make my most anticipated games list for next year. Now that all the release dates are basically out there, I can start that video as well. So expect that for the future as well. It will probably all get uploaded here on the Get Rekt channel, but also on the Ace Eyes channel, so you aren't able to miss it. Let's quickly do a comment of the day. We have Rock Zappen, hardcore member of the channel, reacting to my previous Arcane rumor video. I'm excited to see what Arcane Studios will show us at the Game Awards. Well, I can answer you that Rock Zappen is a Marvel Blade game, in fact, that's going to get released. I do think it's still far away, the Blade game. They just released Redfall this year. It is a separate team though, Arcane Leon, so maybe it is a game for next year, but I'm not quite certain of that. I think it's more of a 2025 game. That would probably put Blade and Wolverine maybe in the same year, so Marvel fans are going to have a very good year if it's indeed for 2025. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have a comment of your own. I might feature you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more gaming news, leaks and rumors, that type of stuff. And of course, visit my social media in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt gaming news video. Bye bye.